The top stories: clouds hang over crop over weekend. Canadian couple on fraud charges get $2 million bail. And Bajan netballers fall 4 places at the Commonwealths. Welcome to Nation News for Thursday, July the 31st, 2014.
This Friday, August 1st, Nation News Barbados brings you the MQI Banks Lime Pickety Crop Finals 2014, streaming live from Kensington Oval. Presenter Andy Thornhill with guest 9 times Calypso Monarch Gabby, former Pickety Crop Chief Judge Trevor Marshall, and Soca Queen Alison Hines streaming all the way from Canada. Join us live at nationnews.com from 6:30 p.m. to see Biggie Irie, Adrian Clark, Blood, Mikey, Crystal Cummins Beckles, The Announcer, Kidside, Miguel, Classic, and reigning monarch Ian Webster.
We begin with the news that police are appealing for information about the drive-by shooting death of a father of 3 near his Wilkinson Road, Richmond Gap home on Wednesday evening. 26-year-old Jermaine Harper was said to be sitting at a Domino's table with friends when a car drove up and about 3 bullets were fired. Jermaine was the only one shot. Police want anyone with information about the incident to call 211 or Crime Stoppers. It's likely to be a wet and windy crop over weekend and may mean changes for Friday night's Pickety Crop Final at least. Forecasters are keeping a close watch on an area of disturbed weather a few hundred miles east of Barbados. The Met Office says that on its present track, the system is expected to bring moderate to heavy showers by Friday afternoon with possible scattered thunderstorms and occasional gusty winds. Some of this activity will likely persist into the first half of Saturday. Spokesperson for the NCF, Simone Codrington, says that if conditions are unfavorable, the Calypso finals could be switched to the Garfield Sobers complex. A final decision will be made early in the day. Wet conditions should not interfere with 4-day morning, of course, which is a bit of a mud fest. And Ms. Codrington said that unless there is a national shutdown, the parade will proceed as normal. The High Court has granted bail to a Canadian couple who have been detained in prison on money laundering and theft charges worth about $10 million. The bond was set at $2.5 million after a successful bail application by their attorney, Queen's Counsel Alia Shepherd. The passports of 63-year-old Barry Dieck and his 59-year-old wife Barbara were confiscated. The couple, who have been living in Barbados for 12 years, are alleged to have received the money from foreign nationals based here with the stated intention of investing it. They have been on remand since mid-June. Veteran Calypsonian The Mighty Charmer has been eulogized as the originator of social commentary. The tribute was delivered by promoter Mark Williams to about 5 dozen relatives and friends who said goodbye to Charmer, real name Leopold Curtin, at a funeral service at New Dimensions Ministries. The small turnout in the absence of senior government culture officials prompted Mr. Williams to question whether the contribution of Calypsonians was valued. Among those in the congregation were Smokey Burke, Sedon, Richard Stout, and Lord Radio. Charmer died last month in the United States at the age of 90. He is best remembered for the big shot laugh. Ho, ho, ho. Well, it's not all doom and gloom for the country's small hotels. Rather, immediate past chairman of the Intimate Hotels Group, Renee Coppin, believes that their thrust towards sports tourism is paying off. Delivering her report on Wednesday, she disclosed that the association plans to host a sports symposium later this year on opportunities in sports tourism. Political activist Bobby Clark says he has applied for police permission to stage a 3rd march through the city. He says the aim is to demonstrate the people's concern about the hardships they are experiencing, and what he says is the apparent lack of concern by both the government and the main opposition. Mr. Clark is proposing that the march begin and end in Independence Square. A senior government education officer has spoken of the importance of early intervention for children with learning challenges. Fernando Carter said schools should not ignore the fact that children had varying problems which must be addressed in a structured way. He was addressing the closing ceremony of a summer school program for children who deferred from sitting the 11+. Sport now. Barbados have been sweating on their bid to make history in reaching the semi-finals of the men's under-21 Intercontinental Championship in El Salvador. The Bajan staged a comeback to defeat Honduras 22-25, 25-18, 25-22, 25-19 on Wednesday night. Whether they advance will depend on the outcome of the game between Canada and Mexico, and we'll let you know the result on Friday. After placing a high of 7th in netball at the 2010 Commonwealth Games, Barbados dropped 4 places, finishing 11th in Glasgow in Scotland. Barbados defeated St. Lucia 53-27 in their final match earlier. With veteran Laurel Brown tool to play, young shooter Shanika Wharton carried the offensive burden, shooting 41 goals from 45 attempts. Barbados led all quarters. And finally, black is beautiful, right? Not when it comes to cats, it seems. Officials at the RSPCA in Britain are worried pet owners are dumping the animals simply because they don't photograph well in selfies because of their darker features. That's why they believe a whopping 70% of more than 1,000 cats currently in the RSPCA care are black. Officials say the popular trend of people taking pictures of themselves with their pets is leading to a rise in unwanted black cats, and they are urging pet lovers not to judge their cats by their color. And that's Nation News for Thursday. For more, log on to nationnews.com, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And a reminder that the Daily Nation is out on Friday with your scorecard for the Pick of the Crop Finals.